Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I am back at work again. We had an amazing time down south. Managed to surprise Anneesa and the kids. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you guys ready for a FaceTime? Went down there for her birthday and Ariana's.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rihanna. Happy birthday to you. Lord bless you today. Lord bless you today. Lord bless you and keep you. Lord bless you always.
I'm sorry, but the wind blew them out.
We celebrated Ariana's a day early. We had to get back for work again. So we're back at work again now. We moved motorhome from Florida up to North Carolina through Georgia. Visited some friends there for the weekend. Had an amazing time with them. Wonderful people. And definitely look forward to visiting them again. But I am back up here again with the three oldest. If you're didn't catch that video, I drove south with the three oldest children to surprise Anneesa and the children down there, and we just had a great time there. So they're going to stay down where it's warmer for a little longer while we continue doing work up here in Canada, and we're very much looking forward to going home to Russia very soon. Good morning, everybody. Arend here again. Today I'm working in a sales barn. Turn you around. So this is very typical for us in the West. This is a sales barn. So these are seats, of course, for buyers and sellers and spectators, whatever. Animals come in, the auctioneer sits here, auctions off animals. They'll come in one door, either one at a time or maybe a group. Somebody brings them in. Buyers can auction or bid on them. Prices get determined on here, weights, all that stuff. When they're sold, every buyer has a number. Number gets recorded as to who bought it, goes out the other door and goes into penning in the back, and then at the end of the sale they can load their trucks accordingly. So anyway, what I'm doing here, I got to replace these windows. These are very, very old windows. It's just a single pane glass window, and they're kind of an odd duck size. So I found windows that are, similar. I'll modify this and stick them in. So this one is going to be a little bit taller, going to come down to about here, give more light, I guess. That one will actually get a little bit smaller, and basically it's because I'm just trying to work with the size that's there. I can custom order a window to fit, but that's going to take 2-3 weeks. And every hardware store basically carries some in stock, certain sizes, and so this is one of them right here. This is a 36 by 36, 3 feet by 3 feet. And those ones I'm going to be doing 24 wide by 36, 2 windows there and 2 windows here. So I've pulled the old frame out, and now I'm going to enlarge the hole down at the bottom here. Not structurally changing anything, just the bottom. The bottom's not structural. The top beam would be, and the side posts holding up the beam would be. I'm not touching that, but the bottom here, they're just studs sitting there. So we'll just cut them shorter, make it fit, and stick it in. It's very snowy outside. We received 45 centimeters of snow the other day, so there's loads and loads of it out there. And although it is warmer now, it's still below freezing, and we're still getting a little bit more snow. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. The other day I installed this door, so it's just an opening. I think essentially what they're trying to do is make it a little bit warmer in here. It's been like this for years. As you can see, it's not super updated. So we'll modify the windows, put modern ones in, it'll be a little bit warmer. That's the only source of heat, that hole. There's actually a furnace that blows heat out of there. I heard that they're planning on adding more as well, because it can get quite cold in here. So this door helps cut down draft coming through there. We're going to replace these windows. That'll make a big difference. And then the ceiling, I'm going to work on that also in the coming days. I don't know if you can see over there, they're just styrofoam panels sitting in there. I don't know if there's a whole lot of insulation up here, but at some point they already replaced this and put plywood on, and we're going to do the rest of it. I'm not exactly sure I'm going to reach some of this. It's quite high, but obviously the stuff on the stands here is pretty easy to reach. We'll do all that. They'll throw a fresh coat of paint on the ceilings, and they're also going to repaint all these stands, so everything will look pretty good. I've installed a new front door as well in the main entrance. It was pretty old and drafty. Didn't seal at all really. So that'll make a difference down there. And you get spots like this where it's come through pretty bad. The other sales ring's actually in worse shape. They don't use that sales ring anymore. Maybe at some point they'll modify it too, I don't know. But anyway, that's it. So these windows slide side to side. Very nice. I really like working with these kind of windows. This is a closed brick mold. So they come like this. This is your nail flange. You just screw them to the outside. And then you put your siding over top of this. This can be cut open though. So you can see a seam here where my nail is. Between there and there you can cut it open. Then you'll have an open J. So if you're doing siding, you can then stick it right inside. I haven't decided what exactly I'm going to do here yet. I got to tear this apart first and I'll make up my mind whether I want to cut it open or leave it closed. The other window, so this is a side to side sliding. The other one, because they're 24 inches, they don't slide side to side, they go up and down. This here, any water that, this is the outside exterior of the window, so any water that does end up getting in this framework inside through the screen comes out through these little holes. There's a little flap there that can open and close, keeps the animals from getting in, flies and bugs. They do have these mounting strips on here. You got your locks on there. And this whole panel can come out as well. You just pull these tabs down, you can pull that panel right out for cleaning. And then you can reach from inside, you can reach around to clean the other one. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put these two in, put those two in, and then we'll see what time it is. I might start on the ceiling as well. Got her started. And the same thing, you just slip your knife down that groove. You don't want to cut too far over, but I mean, there is a groove there, so that makes it pretty easy. And then you can just pull that out of there. First, I gotta cut the top yet. Now, if you're going all the way around, in this case, I don't want to go all the way around, but otherwise, you would just keep going. So this is a little bit more hard because it's thicker there. Alright, now you can see you have an open J. And this is for siding, so you don't have to add any extra J trims to it. It's built into it. You either get it like this for a brick mold, or you cut it out for siding. And I just think that's absolutely great idea because I don't have to add anything. Adding J trim to this looks like just not very nice, which is what I had to do to our place. And it creates more joints for water to get in, whereas this is completely 100% sealed. So this goes up against your house, you tape it, you put your screws in here for one to hold it onto the house, or your barn, wherever you're doing it. And then you tape it to keep water from in, and then you put your siding right in here and you're finished. It looks nice, it's finished, complete. Wonderful. Alright, took a little bit of doing, it's a bit of a pain. I actually enjoy putting windows in, like these are custom, right? Because I mean, it's an old wall, things are not straight, and you still gotta put the window in straight. It's a challenge that I enjoy. So anyway, they're in. These windows come with this metal tab. I basically never use those. This would be one of the only times I am using it. Just because of this install basically. So but anyway, I got it in, and normally also you put the window in first and then put the siding on. I already have the siding on here. There's a metal siding on the outside, so I had to try to make it work. The first one's not so bad. The second one, trying to squeeze it in, it was a pain, but I got it. So I got to build out the outsides a little bit, make sure everything's perfectly square. The two windows, that is. The building itself is kind of crooked, but we'll make it all fit together. The main thing is that the windows can open and close properly. They come out, like I said, so they're out. There's nothing in there right now. Very easy to pull out, clean, put back in. I got to build this out, and then I got to insulate around it, trim it, and then this particular one is done, and we will then go work on the other side. But it sure makes a big difference. Lets a lot more light in. There's literally 6 inches more along the bottom to let light in. So yeah, pretty happy so far. Carry on. Another nice thing that I really like about these windows is that they come in and out from the inside, and I find it such a pain to try to take a window off from the outside. So these are spring loaded. There's two of those. Again, I'm gonna try this one-handed, but you do it all from the inside, and then no flies can get in. So that spring sits in that track there, and the top one's in that track up there, and then that just pops in there and there, and that's it. There's literally no way a bug is going to get in there. Very easy to take out if you want to wipe and clean the windows, and totally sealed. So ours are on the outside with little clips, but I mean, you can put in more clips, I guess, but you know, it can bow a little bit and bugs can crawl between this and the frame on the outside. This, they can't do that. I mean, that's really tight. On a bigger window, you'd have another clip. But literally, because of that spring, you can just move that over, and that allows you to pop this out of there. And that spring there keeps it tight. So, very nice design. And then the windows, they pop in also. I'm gonna do this, try this one-handed, but it sits in the track. So it pops down in there, and then you can see these little clips on the top, and that one there, and those are stuck to these latches. So that's it. Now it's in. You want it back out, you pull the latch. Of course, you do it with two hands, and you pull it back out. Simple, close. They slide real nice, and they've got weather stripping. You can see it on the other side there, and there's one in there that seals up real tight in there, and of course along top and bottom. Any water that gets in here, like I said, there's those vents on the outside. The water can run right out, and you just look how nicely that slides. Whoop, it's open, lots of air comes in and close. And then these are the latches. That's it, done. Very, very simple, and I like them. All right, second side. So that one's in. Gotta do the trim yet. Trim work around it and foam yet. And now working on the other side. I took this apart the other day just to see what we were dealing with. For some reason, so I don't want to change any structures, but for some reason they have a beam in the middle of this one, which makes sense because you got to hold up the roof. That one never had one. So anyway, we didn't put one back in either. Or I didn't. You can see how poor these are. I mean, that's outside right there. Somebody stuck this on to try to keep some cold air from blowing in. But they're just single pane. This isn't even glass anymore. No, that's plexiglass. It's like plastic. So there's actually only one glass window in here still. But we'll take this all off as well. Get it opened up. See where we're at. The new window is also going to come down lower, about here somewhere. So we'll take care of that. And I'm going to leave this in. So the other one I put the two together. This one I'm going to make two separate windows to leave the post. Well, unless when I take this off I see something different, but right now I think it's a structural item, so it's going to stay right there, which is fine. And then when I'm all done, I'll retrim everything and try to make it look pretty. Contrary to popular belief, sometimes I do wear safety glasses. Alright, I got the old ones out, bunch of rubble, and now I got to get ready for the new ones. So I got to trim this top off, and then this one I don't have to change as much. It does have to lower maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, something like that at the most. But I'll be bringing the sides in, and that's just because I don't want to change this. This will be structural framing. This one, I'm not absolutely sure. Like this side is definitely loose, but that one runs through. So I'm pretty sure it's structural. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave it there. Just because, and that's how I plan the windows out anyway. But we will be dropping this side a little bit to get it in. This is the one window, so this is an up and down slide. So that's called a slider side to side. This is a single hung. But same principle. They pop out real easy with these tabs, so you can wash them, and it just slides up and down. I'll show you what that looks like when we get it in. For now, I gotta get the framing ready to go. I'm going to cut this one down. It sticks past just to here, so we'll cut that off and then cut the bottom. All right, they're in there. I'll show you how these work. Same thing, but these just slide up. Oop, wrong spot. Maybe I just locked it. Just up and down like that. They're spring pull up, so they actually open very easily. But they got a good seal on the bottom. So when it's closed, you got to give it a bit of a tug to get it going. That's it. I'll frame this in later. I'm gonna go grab some lunch, And then I got to lift this up a little bit yet to get some foam underneath there. But at least they're in there and blocks the wind, so it doesn't make too terribly cold in here. Okay, so like I was telling you earlier, now you can put these in because there's already a J-trim built in. Okay, so I peeled the pine box. You could use anything, I guess, but I like using pine. It's easy to work with, and they'll just paint it when it's done. But that slips right into that groove, so it's tight. Nothing can move. It's solid. All right, and then you just got to fashion it to the framework and put trim on it. So I'll pop this one in now. A little tough to do with one hand, probably. And remember to show you where I'm looking. But just pop it right into there. And gently whack it. And it should go right in. Looks like that one needs a little bit of persuasion on that one. But anyway, just like that, it sits in there. Well, it's very well thought out window designs. From the way they open to the nail flanges on the outside, the siding, open J or brick mold, and the little, I don't know what you want to call this, I guess, a little piece here for this to flip into, makes it for a really nice window. So I would have liked these two closer together, but then I would have had to add metal on each side because these are smaller. And the reason I did that is because these are an in-stock window. They're not custom order. They carry these at any time. I can go in and get this size or that size. They have various sizes at any point in given time, always there. And that way you don't have to wait. You can just go in and get them. Had I ordered a custom one, I would have been waiting 2-3 weeks for them to make it. And I don't have to do that. So I do have a large chunk in the middle here. We're going to fill that up with trim. It's not going to look as nice, but such is life. Sometimes it is just a sales barn after all. When it comes to trim, there's no right, there's no wrong. You do what works. The ceiling's a little wonky, so I had to scribe it. Basically, you then take your pencil and you ride your pencil along the ceiling and mark it, if you're not familiar with that. So then he dips, your pencil will also follow that dip, and then you just got to cut along that line. So I did that already. It's not 100% perfect, but that's okay. I kind of like to have them sticking past. I mean, some people miter them. I don't really like that because over time things shift. It doesn't look right anymore. It really depends what I'm doing. If I'm doing painted trim, I don't mind mitering because then you can caulk it, of course. In this case, not so much. So I'm just going to do the same thing that we do in our houses. In a house, I like to have this sticking out and it comes past. You get lots of room for a flower pot. Here, I'm not going to do that because people need to be able to sit here. So I'm just going to make it flat. Got this piece cut. Literally just stick that underneath like so, and then I got to fill in the middle again. Not rocket science, but I mean you can do 1,000 different types of things. It's really up to you what you like for style and design, and that's it. And then that just finishes it right off. Other than some paint or some stain or whatever they're going to do to this. Okay, that's it. That's all. Like I said, I don't like the big piece in the middle, but it works. And that's just kind of the way it worked out. So 2 windows framed and done. Got an awful lot of cleanup to do, all the scraps here. And same on the other side. So I'm going to go frame in the other one now. Or trim in, I guess. Trim the other one. You can, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's quite a dip in the ceiling there too, so it should be fun. And the next thing we're going to do is start strapping the ceiling. So you can see there's some strapping here. And then they've got this insulation in there. We're going to cover that all up with plywood. And we're also going to strap the rest of the ceiling and cover it all in plywood. And then all these lights will have to be dropped down a little bit. Lots of work. I just noticed those lights aren't on. I don't know. Must be a different switch. Only these ones are on. But looks a lot better than it did when we started. Okay, just to show you again, you see how this is touching here? I got a huge gap on either side, and that's because of the ceiling, not because of my board. So I'm going to take a pencil, and I don't think I can film that because I need 2 hands here, but I'll try to show you in a minute. So essentially what I do is I use my finger as a spacer, Sometimes not needed. Sometimes I can just ride to the other side. I just rode on here because the pencil's already down a little bit, right? In this case, it was a huge gap. So I use my finger as a spacer and pick the biggest gap. And then I just keep my finger and the pencil even all the way along. And then you end up with this. How it tapers off to nothing here. Big chunk getting cut out here and nothing on the end. So we'll cut that and then hopefully that should be correct. Sometimes you need to do it a little bit more, but it should be good. Now you can see it is much closer. I got to push this up with my thumb a little bit, but that's pretty much even all the way along now, just by scribing it. But you can see how bad it is. All right, you can see how much I cut out of it. So anyway, if you didn't know before, now you know. That's the last one done. Got some cleanup to do here. And then that's about it. It's getting pretty late, so I'll do this one tomorrow. Then I'll start working on the ceiling. So there you go. That's how I install windows and do trim. Hope you guys enjoyed. Got number 1 and number 2. Ooh, that's a little close over there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to drop your comments down below and check out links to all of our other stuff. All right, God bless you. Catch you in another one.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world.